Hey everyone, ever wonder how someone collects thousands of pop cans from all around the world? Well, today I'm going to show you the top 7 ways I collect them. Some local, some international, and some really unexpected. The first way I find cans is the most obvious, just regular grocery stores and convenience stores. Here in Canada, we do get some new flavors once in a while. Most recently, Pepsi Electric, Pepsi Wild Cherry Zero Sugar. However, for the most part, new flavors don't actually pop up very often up here, especially compared to our neighbors in the US. They get way much more variety, particularly when it comes to Mountain Dew. For example, as you can see here, not really much going on in the Canadian Mountain Dew section, which means if I want something more unique, I have to look beyond these usual places, and that's where exotic snack shops come in. These shops have been popping up more and more in my area over the last 5 years. Here you can find sodas and drinks from the USA, China, Japan, South Korea, the UK, you name it. And surprisingly, one imported can isn't much more expensive than a local can, so it's actually pretty convenient. Plus, it saves me the gas money and time I'd spend driving over an hour to the US border. But as great as these shops are, the real treasures come from when I travel, because that's when I can find cans you just can't find anywhere else. Over the years, I've been to around 25 countries, and I make it a point to track down local sodas and local pop cans wherever I go. I found some really unique flavors you can't just get anywhere else. Traveling opens up possibilities that aren't just available locally. Not only do you get rare cans, but I also get the chance to capture them in their natural setting, which makes them even more special. But of course, not every can be found in person. That's where online auctions like eBay come in. eBay is a great way to expand any collection. Some cans are impossible to find locally or while traveling, especially rare or vintage cans made before even I started collecting in the year 2000. Online auctions let me track down cans from all over the world and have them shipped straight to my door. It's an amazing way to fill in gaps in my collection without leaving home. Here is a test market can from around 2009 with a resealable top. And here is a Sprite set from Israel. I actually started browsing eBay back in the early 2000s before I even had a credit card. I had to link my bank account to a PayPal account just to bid. Shipping was also way cheaper back then too. As a student with little money, I could get a whole box of cans shipped from the US to Canada for less than $10 USD. Nowadays, shipping even one can could cost $30 US or even more. Luckily, I can use a freight forwarder to make it even more affordable. But if I'm looking closer to home, local marketplaces are another great option to finding hidden gems, like Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, which we have in Canada. These platforms are full of hidden gems, and sometimes you find sellers who are actually former collectors themselves. A lot of time, these sellers are a little older and are parting ways with their Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Mountain Dew collections for a few reasons. Maybe their spouse says, "You don't have enough room, you've got to get rid of it." Sometimes they're downsizing, or they've reached a point in life where they don't want to hold on to these things anymore. For collectors like me, it's a perfect opportunity. It's a chance to buy cans that were carefully preserved by someone who actually cared for them, and often at a fair price. One thing I usually don't entertain are postings that say, "Make me an offer." Unfortunately, some people take popular brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and try to gouge. As much as I love pop cans, I still consider myself reasonable. I'm not going to pay as much as another hardcore collector might. And while buying from other collections locally is great, trading with fellow collectors is another fun way to get cans you're hunting for and make connections. Trading is a fun way to connect with people who share the same passion. I've traded with collectors from the USA, China, Russia, Italy, Panama, Taiwan, Kuwait, Argentina, Luxembourg. It starts off with a simple DM on social media and goes from there. Sometimes trading leads to memorable experiences just beyond the cans. For example, a collector from Kuwait actually met me in Dubai so we could swap in person. Trading is a great way to get rare cans without spending too much money, as long as you have something someone else wants. It does take patience and organization. Sometimes it takes a year to organize a trade, but finding the right trade can take time. But the excitement of swapping cans and adding something new to your collection is totally worth it. And the seventh way I find cans is through antique or vintage stores. These are some of the most exciting places to hunt for cans because you never know what's hiding among all the other collectibles. I found really rare or discontinued cans tucked away in market halls, in market stalls, sometimes in the middle of nowhere. Walking through these markets with my GoPro, you get a real sense of the thrill. Every corner could have something special. Sometimes it's not just cans. While I mainly collect pop cans, I also like to display interesting soda, memorabilia, or promotional items. Here is one of my most recent finds. It's a Coca-Cola Zero inflatable football. Did I have room for it? No, I did not, but I thought about it and now it sits in my basement. I'm really happy with it. It's super unique. These pieces add personality and history to the collection and make it more than just cans. They're definitely conversation starters and super fun to display. And that's it. Those are the ways I find cans for my collection. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other videos where I share more of my collection, rare finds, and soda can adventures.